Hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon. Whatever it is currently happening for you, have a good whatever it is. My name is Sir Lord, and today we're going to continue on our Pokemon Leaf Green Nuzlocke. I do have some pretty good news to let you know, but first let's give ourselves a pat on the back. We're at day 22 of consecutive days streaming, which is quite a bit. Honestly, like we've come quite a long ways. But other than that, I also have an idea for what our next Pokemon concept's going to be as well. For Olvina's evolution, and we're going to be working on that tomorrow. I did have work today. Was a little bit tiring, but it is what it is. And tomorrow is when we're going to work on it. I think I finally came up with a concept I like, and I'm kind of excited for it. Like, this might be my favorite Pokemon that we make. Period. Did I grab potions and repel and whatnot? My bet is no. So we'll go do that real quick. Yeah, but today we're mostly just going to be grinding up a team. Obviously, we are struggling in certain departments in terms of EXP. And since we did just lose a lot of Pokemon, it would be very nice for us to... I want that rare candy. It would be a good idea for us to... That's frustrating. Okay, whatever. If I need it, I'll come back for it. If I remember. There's a mart here, right? You know, I will eventually figure out what a good, like, HM user is in this game. I know in, other games there's, like, all sorts of good ones. You know, I probably only need 10 more of these for the rest of the game. We'll get 10 of those. And then we'll get like 20 of these. Perfect. But yeah, so now our big game plan is to grind up our Pokemon and see where that takes us. We're also probably going to make our way to Cinnabar as well. Just so we can... Should have bought antidotes, it's fine. Just so that we can obtain the Aerodactyl, because I think it's going to be at level 20, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I can go in that grass, which I think has like a Tangela as like a potential encounter. Do I want that? I think what I want... If I use a repel, it's not going to matter, so I need to make this choice now. And the reason I want to do it now is because I don't want to switch Slowpoke out. What's even here? Well, let me take a look-see at that real quick. Because I am curious. So we're on Route 21, I think. Route 21. Pokemon Leaf Green. Okay. Let's do Sarah B. Alright, so what is here? Yeah, Tangela's in the grass. Okay, so I have my choice of Tangela or Tentacruel. Or Tentacool, I guess. So, just thinking about it, right? Maybe I should make it the Tangela. Because I can get Tentacool elsewhere. And that just guarantees I get a Pokemon? That makes sense to me. Don't get it, don't get it? Okay. So we'll try and catch the Tentacool, and if that's the case, we will switch like this, I think. Do you have Thunder Wave, actually? Almighty Rocky, please have Thunder Wave. Yes, you do. Cool. Okay, so we'll actually use you for this. Yeah, so then I think that means on, like, the Seafoam Islands, like, the outside, whatever that route is, 18, I'm assuming. It might be 20. Then I can just capture that one. Alright, and then we get this Tangela. And we're chilling. We're maximizing. We have all these grass types. You know, I never really thought about it until recently, but Gen 1 is very weird in its type diversity because they overlap a lot. And what I mean by that is we have 3, that's right, 3 grass poison types, and that's absurd. We also have 3 rock ground types, which is crazy to, like, think about in terms of, like, design. Rather than trying to go for, like, differences, they went with a lot of, like, the tried and true. And I get it, when they were designing these Pokemon back in the day, they must have been like, okay, we're gonna have these Pokemon be these types because that's what they look like. And they hadn't really tried to expand or change their design philosophy. Which was it's super interesting to think about. That, that's just how they did it. And that's why we have so much overlap in terms of all their types. Because we also have 2 water psychic types, right? Most of the psychic types are just mono psychic. I might need to weaken this a little bit more. And then, I believe, with the exception of Charizard and Moltres, which is also double fire flying, all our other fire types are just pure fire type as well. It's like they didn't really want to mess around with the types very much. Which, first game, they didn't quite know everything that they were doing. Or they didn't have the experience that they would in the later generations. But it's just fascinating to think about how that kind of shaped Generation 1 as a region as well. Because certain Pokemon just pretty much get outclassed by their same type counterparts, and when you're Nuzlocking, you pretty much have you are guaranteed to get a grass poison type, unless you don't have Species Clause, of course. And that's not even including Venusaur. You are guaranteed to get your rock ground type, and you can kind of construct your team around that. Okay, what are we gonna name you? Noodles. Oh, actually, I think his name is Ping. Nah, we're gonna go with Noodles. I was thinking of the goose from Kung Fu Panda, the dad. All right, we got Noodles. All right, we're probably not gonna use him because he's like the 5th backup grass type. Okay, and then I want to switch you in. And then we shall be healing up our... What is it? I need the Awakening. It's at the top, isn't it? Yes, it is. And then there's also the electric types, right? The electric types are also all mono-type, I believe. I know in this game, Magnemite isn't. Do you have Confusion? You do. But in the originals, Steel-type didn't exist yet. So they didn't have that. Also, the Bug Flying type. Used a lot. Granted, it is still used to death at this point. And Come on. So when I confuse them, they never hit themselves. When I'm confused, I hit myself most of the time. That's just Pokemon for you. But where was I going with that? I was going somewhere. Electric. What was it? Oh, but it also changes how, like, all the trainers kind of work as well, right? Because certain types just become, like, worthless for the most part. Like, we already kind of discussed the fire type. Fire type is kind of trash in this game. Like, you're good against Erica, and that's about it. Because a lot of the ice types are ice-water type. Because you have Cloyster, Seal, and Lapras. So they're overlapping, meaning that she's more of a water-type gym or Elite Four member rather than an ice-type Elite Four member. And you're just kind of trying to think. Okay. Do I still have an option for getting a Staryu? I think I might need the better rod. Not 100% sure on that. I always forget that electric doesn't resist water type. I always forget that. So, ooh, that's a lot of damage. Rocky might not be the best for this situation. It's fine. And then they'll send something else out. Yeah, these guys are going to need lots of levels. Lots and lots of levels. But it's fine. We have pretty much all of Pokemon Mansion to grind them. And Pokemon Mansion should be pretty easy for us. Let's continue on the thought of, like, types that are bad in this. Because, like, ground type, or grass and water type, usually they're pretty good typing. But they're so good in these games. Because, obviously, there's the rock-ground conundrum. Meaning that either type is ×4 effective against them. And especially in Generation 1, like actual Gen 1, not this game, when it's very difficult to deal with them. Alright. Because the move diversity just isn't there. And the other special types, like Electric, is terrible against those Pokemon. So you can't really use that. And then Fire kind of works, but that's just because they're special, and those games is atrocious. Now, do I want the Aerodactyl? I think I kind of do. So, we'll get the Aerodactyl. And then we will go commence the grinding. So we need to take out... We don't need you anymore. You probably can learn Strength and Cut, can't you? But you have Pickup. But at Convenience. You did already give me a Nugget, though. Which was nice. Alright. But it's fine. Alright. And then we want you... Can you learn Strength? Perfect. And then I'm almost positive it can learn Cut. And then I don't think we need any of the other ones. Yes. Yeah, this is our HM user. You know, actually, Krabby is a pretty good HM user, thinking about it. Like, it can learn Surf, Strength, Cut, and then Waterfall too, depending on the game, or Dive. Like, that's pretty good. Like, that's Bibarel levels of... I bet it could even learn Rock Smash. But I don't think... Is Rock Smash even in this game? Okay, so before I go there... Because I am counting the Pokemon Mansion as Cinnabar. Like, I know they're kind of different, but... In my eyes, they're the same place. I'm going to be honest. So, I could get a Ponyta, but we already kind of discussed this, and the Fire-type isn't gonna help us, because, like, it's bad against Lorelei, bad against Bruno, it's it's neutral against Agatha, bad against Lance, it's bad against Sabrina. It's not really bad against Sabrina, but there's better things to be using than fire types against Sabrina. You're not the thing. And then, like, same thing with Giovanni. Do one of you guys give me thing? Yes. Oh. You can learn metronome? I never knew that. That's awesome. Man, okay. Then why is it whenever I see... What? Hold on. Oh, okay. I thought he said these kind of Pokemon, and I was like, okay, you're gonna show me? But, okay. Why is it when I see metronome battles, they never have Geodude with it? Seal? What did you want anyways? Ponyta? No. I was told fossils. Yeah. No, 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 no. No. Okay. I almost botched that because A syndrome. Amber. There we go. Okay, perfect. So me and my sister refer to Pokemon A syndrome as being when you're just mashing A in order to progress text, and it will mess you up either by starting something you'll prematurely, you select the wrong option. Like, there's a bunch of different things that'll cause you to happen, and it messes us up all the time. All right, give me my bird. Give me my dinosaur. Alright, what are we gonna call you? The dino. Chicken. Yeah, you can tell I've been working for long days, because my names are pretty bad. But we got Chicken. It's level 5. No. Okay. I have not done this yet. Let's actually look at our new recruits. Gentle, I don't remember what that does. Prevents attraction, cool. Sturdy, worthless. Magnet pull, not very useful. Pressure. Dang, we didn't get Rockhead. That would have been nice. And you got Wing Attack. Cool, cool. Alright, well, I guess you are now priority for training at the moment. Alright. So now we go... Where do we go? So, I probably want to use the Fighting Dojo later for our Slowpoke. For now, though, I probably want to get Aerodactyl some levels. So it's going to be switch training. Where would be a good spot for me to switch train? I could start doing Sylph Company, because it's going to be, like, easy pickings for our Graveler. That sounds good to me. And then we are going to teach Fly to our Aerodactyl. Like, yes, it sucks. Fly is a terrible move. But if you didn't know, most flying offensive moves are bad. All flying offensive moves pre-Generation 4 are bad. And then the one that they do have is Brave Bird in Generation 4. I don't think Hurricane existed till Gen 5. But, yeah, the flying type is so good. It just is hampered by terrible offensive move syndrome. Because if they had a, like, really good move that was relatively decent in base power and didn't cause recoil, oh man, they'd be scary. Especially when the ones that get close combat, like Staraptor. Whew. That thing's already kind of a monster, but you could... I thought that these guys were like level 30-ish. Okay, we can get like a little bit of double training in. I'm down for that. Because you're going to do negative damage, because Steel type's super broken in these old games. For those who are unaware, in the older games, Steel is actually resistant to Ghost and Dark. So you have an absurd... Okay, I don't know if Aerodactyl just normally has those kind of level ups. But those are some good level ups. Alright, we're not switching the Aerodactyl in. That's like way too risky. So we're just going to give all this EXP to Rocky. Alright, I need to call Aerodactyl Chicken. I guess it's kind of a pun at the moment, just because all he's going to be doing is running away. Aerodactyl just runs so far away. But this will be a good place for EXP. And we're good against you two. Alright, here's the question. Did the rivals Raticate die? And if so, where and how? Like, I know a lot of the theories are that you killed the Raticate, but I feel like the rival would be so much more upset at you for wounding the Raticate in such a way that it was injured. So I don't think that the player, like, took care of the Raticate. I guess take care is not the right way to word that, but I'm pretty sure it had to have been off-screen or someone, like, a different influence. Okay, so Cubone. As much as I would like to send in Molasses, Venusaur is gonna be Armon. Soon, Chicken, you will become a monster. And you will be able to eat on all the ground types you want. But for now, it's all Venusaur. I'm also glad that we have like a second physical attacker finally. Well, eventually. Because we have been sorely lacking a physical attacker for a minute. I am still going to switch in the Rocky. Because, like, it's not a ton of EXP, but some EXP is better than no EXP. Plus that ×4 flying resistance. So good. So good. You know, when you're a kid and you're, like, always trying to avoid all these battles because you just don't really care for battling as a kid. But when you get older, you're like, thank God these guys give so much EXP. Like, I swear games just are different as kids. Like, I know your thought process, your mental, is completely changed when you're a kid. Okay, no. I was wondering if we were going to be magnet pulled to each other, but I don't have... I do need to be careful of that. Because magnet pull traps in steel types, and while ours would more than likely win, it's still not fun. Especially because then you, like, allow supersonic luck to determine who wins, who loses. And that could be disastrous. I don't actually know what Magnemite gives in terms of EVs. Okay, I think... Where do you get the EXP share in this game? I believe we don't get it unless we do the Sevii Islands, if I'm not mistaken. And in order to do the Sevii Islands, I have to fight Blaine. And I don't know if I could beat Blaine, because we'd be relying heavily on Metal at the moment. And Metal's good. I don't know if Metal can solo the Fire Gym by himself, because Venusaur is not going to be useful there. Especially because we're going to be under-leveled a bit. But this should be fine. This should be all we need. And then I still have a bunch of the bikers too. But I kind of want to save the bikers for our... Oh, what did I name you? I can't remember what I named our Slowpoke. But I can save them for the Slowpoke, so then Molasses, that's right. Because Molass and... What am I fighting against? Grimer, okay. So then she can use Confusion just to dominate them. And of course you have Minimize. The Trolley move. No! That's fine. It wouldn't have done much damage anyways. That would have been bad though. Please. Perfect. Alright. Let us continue on our way. So, as we get closer to ending the starter Pokemon, like finishing up starter Pokemon for the ones that we're designing, right? It's time to start thinking about like what kind of Pokemon I want to see in the region. So, of course, our design premise is that we're in like a stellar region where lots of stars and meteors hit. Now, the Royal Eagle did suggest an electric bug type, and I'm kind of down with it for that. I don't have that. Because the 4 Rocket Brothers. Because I have a cool idea for a Pokemon. Why do you have Levitate? It's so annoying. Maybe I should be training Molasses here. Like, I know Chicken has a long way to go, but if I'm training Molasses, then eventually I can start using Molasses. Okay. Great switch. Wheezing Scary. I forgot about that, even though we just lost Fortune to the self-destruct. I need to keep that in mind whenever there's a Wheezing. So I need to make sure Metal's at full HP as much as possible. Okay, so I need to find the bed. But I don't know if I can access the bed until after I get the key. The key to save the people. But I think I should have, I didn't buy not Awakenings. Poison Heals, Antidotes. That's so aggravating. I'm pretty sure I can just use the lift immediately, though. So we'll go do that, and then I'll buy some antidotes. Man, the amulet coin would be nice, too. Too bad I just don't know this game like the back of my hand. Like, the game that I know like the back of my hand is Pokemon Emerald, Diamond, and Pearl. And I know a good bit of Gen 5. Usually, like, as you get later on in those games, I start to lose a lot of my knowledge, but Emerald, like, the back of my hand. I played so much of those as a kid. I'm pretty sure I had, like, well over 1,000 hours in my Pokemon Emerald, Ruby, like, those two combined. Because, man, I was a Pokemon junkie as a kid. Like, we would go on lots of road trips. Lots of road trips. So, there wasn't very much to do in the car when you're, like, 6 years old or whatever. And so I would just play lots of Pokemon. Do you... Fine. Fine. That's so much money for that. Now I'm poor. Okay, and then we do want... Yeah, because we want to use the Fighting Dojo to train Chicken. Because it gives attack IVs to Chicken. And Chicken's super effective against it. So we want to save that training for later. We do want to do Molasses training now because Molasses. Okay. I think I could, if I wanted to, get the Psychic TM and teach it to Molasses. Because I already fought you, I think. I think I fought you too. I definitely fought you. I did not take this. I wonder if Sylph is finished. All complicated words and numbers. But I was thinking it might be a single stage Pokemon for the electric bug. Or I guess I could make up. Yeah. I guess there's either electric bug for the bee Pokemon that Royal Eagle suggested is like one idea. Or I could make it a steel electric type. Kind of like Magnemite and Magneton. But it can learn electric moves. Because I think what I want to have for it is it kind of learns, or like, is a swarm Ooh, I just remembered Rocky can resist self-destructs too. That's useful. But, getting distracted. Whoops. That means, so I also was debating, like, single stage versus multi-stage. I think I kind of, because Vespiquen is already our bee Pokemon, but I think I want to have something more interesting than Wishy-Washy, if that makes sense. So what I kind of want to do is have it be a single Pokemon, right? But you catch multiple of them and they start to swarm together. And then after you've caught, like, they max out at a certain amount. So their stats change based on how many you have. So if you have, like, 5, right, they are a little bit slower because they have to, like, coordinate a little bit. Not much slower because they're still flying bees, right? But they are a little bit slower. Or if I make them the metal, or the steel type, then they're kind of weighed down a little bit. Didn't think about that. That's pretty good, though. So, if I make them the bug electric type, though, then they probably would stay at their normal speed. I forget Magneton's, like, actually semi-fast. Like, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it is not metal. But since I want it to kind of be like a magnet, I think then I want it to be single stage. Yeah. Because, like, obviously every generation has, like, the weird gimmick Pokemon where they evolve in weird, strange ways. So, like, Gimmighoul into Goldango is one example, but then you also have Pokemon like Runigerus, the the Galarian version of Cofagrigus. Right, that one evolves in a really weird way. Or Alcremie, for instance, as well. Alcremie evolves by spinning while it has a held item. Like, those are... Right, coughing. Those are just, like, unique ways to evolve, and we obviously want to have one of those as well. So, I think this would be a good candidate for that, and I've always been annoyed with, like, Magneton, right? As a kid, I always thought, okay, in order to get Magneton, I need to have 3 Magnemites, and then they'll just fuse together to make Magneton. Which is not how that works, even though that is how that should work, because they're just multiples. Then you're like, well, what about Diglett, right? Like, should you just get multiple Diglets? And then they just get angry? And to that one I say, kind of. Like, it's really hard with these all Pokemon are one kind of Pokemon to pick and choose between all of that. And I think it'd be really cool to have one Pokemon kind of fuse, because, like, we already have one Pokemon that splits into two with Shedinja and Ninjask. So we should have a Pokemon that, like, kind of congest into one. I understand that we also have Gimmighoul, which is kind of like that concept, because you have to get all, like, the little ones. I didn't mean to do that. And it's fine. Less fine. Also, we are faster than the snake. I guess we are level 40, and Graveler isn't, like, super slow. So, that makes sense. But, in terms of implementation, right? Because that's something that you do also have to factor in. How exactly do you implement that into the game? So, what I would probably do is have it for the EVs, or not the EVs, the IVs. You actually get the best IVs of all of them. So, like, let's say one of them has a 31 attack IV, and the other one has a 8 attack IV, right? So then the combined one would have the maximum, or would have the 31, as it is the bigger number. The other option, that first one's kind of what I want. The other option, though, is to have it be so you choose, like, a base one, and then the other ones just kind of go into it. Wait, if I do it from the side? Yeah, okay. Focus Punch. So, you choose one to be your base, and then the one that is your base is the one that you're going to take all the stats for. The upside to doing that is when you want Pokemon that have, like, low attack or speed IVs, right? So, example of that... I'm a traitor. Example of that would be Trick Room Pokemon, right? Or a Pokemon that uses Gyro Ball. You want that Pokemon to have the minimum amount of speed IVs to increase the Gyro Ball damage. Or for Trick Room, you want to manipulate their speed by changing whatever their speed IVs are in order to do what they need to do. Either outspeed under Trick Room, or outspeed when out of Trick Room, hit a specific speed stat, so you're like... It's complicated. That part is so complicated. But it just gives them the option, right? It lets it be more flexible, because what they would have to do, if they wanted to do that with the first system, while it's more lenient to the casual players, the competitive players would have to, if they're breeding legitimately, which is like a caveat, is they would have to have their Pokemon be bred all to have the same stat, or lower than the desired stat, or one at the desired stat and everyone else has to be lower than it. Which is doable, and let's be honest, a lot of people will cheat their Pokemon. Oh, dang it. I just don't remember where the Healy person is. And then we need to make sure Metal stays healthy, because Metal is our self-destruct. Sorry about that. Is our self-destruct switch in. So let's go ahead and heal him up. And then we keep on keeping on. That's not Giovanni, right? No. Oh, this is the Healy area. Perfect. Your Pokemon seem to adore you. Okay. Getting on a little tangent here. How do people know your Pokemon like or dislike you when they just see them in the Pokeball, right? Because, like, I should have healed you. No, we don't need to heal you. Like, how do they just know when they see you? They're like, oh, that person really likes their Pokemon, or their Pokemon really like them. All 6 of them in the ball. Like, Aerodactyl literally was dead for, like, thousands of years. Maybe even hundreds of thousands of years. Or, actually, it's probably millions. I'm pretty sure it's millions of years. You would think it'd be like, the heck, where am I? Like, what is this? Didn't I get coated in tree sap or whatever? Destroyed by the meteors or like any of those things? Also, it's only level 5. Does that mean like it's a baby Aerodactyl that just like didn't make it? That's kind of messed up if that's the case. You think? Huh. Because if it's a baby Aerodactyl, right? Maybe it's like the runt of its litter, and all Aerodactyls are like that now because only runts. No, because I'm pretty sure in certain games they get revived at level 20, which would be like a young adult Aerodactyl. Wow, we got really lucky on the confusion there. I'm surprised. I appreciate it, game. I appreciate it. Okay. And then we have access to the Healy room. And then I think that means this one... No. I don't know. My brothers will avenge me. Oh, is it that one that take... No, because that's the one I took to get here, isn't it? I don't know. It's not like I'm trying to fight Rival 2 or Rival 5. Anyways, I am just trying to get some EXP. I probably won't finish Silph Co just because Rival 5 is gonna be scary fight. Right? Because what does he start with? Pidgeotto. Or it should be a Pidgeot now, actually. Pretty sure it is, at least. I could switch in mine, but that is a bad idea because theirs would have 1 turn of advantage. Plus, the metal is, honestly, the metal and Betasaur match made in heaven. Like, these two have been with us the whole time, and they have put in work. And they, hopefully, will put in even more work as we continue on, because Betasaur's in a weird spot for Lorelei, right? On one hand, Betasaur is really strong against them because it has the almighty grass moves. On the other hand, it is a grass type. And she is an ice type user. So we may have like an issue there. You know, we're gonna be cheeky because you don't have Flamethrower. Like, you can learn Flamethrower, but we're gonna be cheeky. Switch you in so we can get some EXP here. And we're chilling. So much more damage. Weezing's so bulky physically. What was I talking about? EXP. Oh, yeah, Lorelei. But I guess I can also just use Rocky. Oh, no. Sonic Boom, I guess. And I have the accuracy down. No! It has Magnet Pull. Oh, this is bad. This is so bad. Snapped out of confusion. Yeah, I'm pretty sure... Okay, I really need you to clutch this up, Rocky. Like, it shouldn't be too bad. You're much higher level. But it could be scary, especially if that has Supersonic Boom as well. Just, yes? Dang it. It does. Oh, crap. Alright, Rocky, I really need you to hit this. Whew! That could have been disastrous. Because, oh man, if it had been using Sonic Boom instead of Spark, we could have died very quickly. Which way was faster? This way. Was not faster. Oh man. I don't have this place memorized, I'm gonna be honest. How much? Okay, you're chilling. Was it this way? No, but was the bed there? I think the bed was right there. Please? Yes, it was right there. Heal me. Whew, that could have been bad. Don't give up. Do I have to fight Rival 4 before getting access to the Lapras? Because I could... I still haven't got my encounter for this area. Do I want it to be Lapras, though? Maybe. I mean, what else is it gonna be? One of the fighting types? Fighting types aren't very good, though. Kind of tying back into our earlier discussion of just how atrocious the fighting types are in this game. Or, like, how certain types are just bad, because you're bad against... Steel type didn't exist yet, so we'll just say that. So, and only one Steel type in this game at the moment. Kind of, like, you can technically get... no. You can technically get Scyther and Steelix, sure. But I'm not going to count them for when they were designing Generation 1. Because it didn't exist yet. Neither of those and the Steel type didn't exist. But fighting types are good against the Rock types, but the Rock types have really good defense, so it's not very useful there. Decent versus the Ice type, but an Ice type was actually good in Generation 1. It wasn't absolute garbage. So that's a good offensive type. But one of the best Ice types is Jinx. Granted, Jinx also has, like, no defense. But Cloyster has a lot of defense, so it's hard to break through that. And that's, like, the Ice type of Gen 1. I guess not true, because, like, Lapras is good in Gen 1. Jinx, Cloyster. Like, there's a lot of good Ice types in Gen 1. And honestly, Ice types are good in Gen 2 as well. It's just, oh my gosh, Venusaur, you need some glasses. Okay. So we can take one more. That's, like, scary. Maybe I should have... Never mind. I was gonna say, maybe I should have Leech Seeded in order to get a little bit of chip heal, but that's fine. Speed. I'm so glad that they got rid of the, like, bag cap. It's not Earthquake. You get Earthquake from Giovanni now, don't you? That's gotta be the case, because, man oh man. I'm just gonna assume you're not bad. I'm scared. Dang it. My Pokemon is my loyal servant. Electrode? Electrode is fine. I would much rather fight Electrodes than the fighting types that you guys randomly have. Metal. Yeah, like, honestly, the rock ground types, extraordinarily useful. Especially in Generation 1, because you're good against the poison type, and on top of that, there's no levitate, which makes a lot of the poison type Pokemon in this game really annoying. But you also destroy a lot of the flying types, and while there isn't a huge variety of flying types, a lot of trainers have flying type Pokemon on their team. Also, good against the... like, I kind of want to heal Venusaur. You know, we have super potions for a reason. We'll save healing at her for when we need status healing. I know I bought a billion full heals, but something is better than nothing. Right. Alright. Oh, whoops. Okay. The Machop. Good thing I healed. Kind of want to try this real quick. Because, like, Seismic Toss is a... I think that's a 3-hit. But how much does this do? Confuse? Alright, we'll go for one more, because we're bulky. Dang. If only you had slightly more HP. No, don't do that. Okay, and then we'll switch into... I guess Venusaur. Because you can't take another Seismic Toss. If it hits itself in its confusion, nope. Good call. See, I learned from Fortune, because Fortune died for that. Or not Fortune. What did die to that? Alpha died to that. Or, electric type, pre-Rocky. What was it? It's Voltorb. Our Voltorb died to that. And it was a unnecessary risk. Extraordinarily unnecessary. But, you know, we got ourselves the Magneton, and I wanted to use a Magneton anyways. I've never actually done it. Minus like a tiny bit at the beginning of Sun and Moon, because they give you a Magnet, or there's like Magnemite easy capture right there. And early game Steel type is broken. Ooh. An escape rope. And then this guy's just hiding, right? I really wish you could go in here. Like, if they added that as, like, a little feature. Okay, I think we've cleared out most of them, though. I guess not you. Torment. But we've got a good amount of EXP on our people. Like, sure, Slowpoke has only leveled up, like, twice, I want to say. But I guess we've gotten, like, 2 levels on Rocky and Molasses. I think it was 3 levels on Molasses, actually. And we've also doubled and obtained the Aerodactyl. But hopefully, this will be the team that we take into the Elite Four. I may take... So here's something I've been thinking about, right? Because I obviously only have 5 members, right? I don't really want to train a 6th member, but here's the thing. Having a 6th member just to be a tank would be really nice. Or, like, to be a pivot. or a sacrificial lamb. So, like, I could just make our 6-member, like, the disposable one. But if I could have it, like, just come in a couple times, because who knows what's going to happen for the Elite Four. It's the Elite Four, right? It's going to be tough. There's going to be lots of Pokemon, or, like, what, 5 Pokemon, and I'm going to be honest, I don't remember all their moves in this game. At least this version of the game. Red and Blue, no problem. Got that memorized. This game, however, not so much. This game I am way foggier on, because it's one that I didn't play a ton of as a kid. Like, I'm pretty sure I never actually beat this version of the game, ever. My cousin, he thought that seeing the reflections in the Game Boy was insane as a kid. Like, he was blown away by that in Emerald. And thought it was the coolest thing ever. Alright, but that was a good grind session. Tomorrow we're going to be working on designing our Pokemon. So with that one, we'll probably design, finish up our last starter. Then we will go ahead and start on probably the Electric Bee as well. Just because we have the concept in mind. And then we'll probably... that'll probably be it for that day. But we'll be working on those for the next few days. I think what I'm gonna do is whenever I work on that day, since it's like mentally draining, that's gonna be the days that I do the I continue with the Nuzlocke, and then the days where I don't work, I'm gonna have be the designing ones, because then I will be more like relaxed, refreshed, everything like that, and be able to create easier, like have more mental faculty or mental capacity for it. But that's going to be it for today. I'm gonna double save just in case. And I appreciate anyone that stopped by for a second. I appreciate anyone that watches this in the future. And I hope you guys have a wonderfully busted day, and I hope to see you guys again. Good night.